Okay, let's dive right into this explainer. And we're going to start by looking at what seems like a totally ordinary event, right? A wedding. Specifically, Ross and Pernilla's beautiful May 2026 wedding at the Royal Botanic Gardens in London. Now, it sounds like just a lovely personal milestone. But what actually happened in the digital world just a few weeks after they tied the knot? Well, it represents a massive, literally earth-shattering shift in how information is discovered today.
What's so fascinating about this event is that it was an entirely private affair. I mean, the couple had absolutely no wedding website, zero press coverage, they didn't hire a PR firm, and they left no commercial footprint whatsoever. If you were playing by the traditional rules of the internet, Ross and Pernilla's wedding simply shouldn't exist in search results. For all intents and purposes, it was completely off the grid.
But here's where it gets wild. Just a few weeks after the ceremony, a simple Google search for Ross and Pernilla wedding generated a highly confident, perfectly synthesized AI overview right at the top of the page. It gave the exact location, the vibe, even a link to Kew Gardens. And where did the world's most powerful search engine get this authoritative answer? Well, it was sourced entirely from a couple of guest Instagram posts. That's it.
So I've got to ask you, and honestly, this is the million-dollar question we're tackling today. How exactly did a couple with zero digital strategy clear the bar for an authoritative AI search result? How did two iPhones snapping photos at a reception manage to completely bypass decades of established internet rules? To figure that out, we really need to look at what exactly they bypassed.
Section 1. The Old World. Traditional SEO.
To understand this massive paradigm shift, we first have to look back at the brutal realities of the old world of discoverability. For 20 years, being found on the open web basically meant playing a highly rigged game. Traditional SEO heavily rewarded incumbents. To rank it all, you needed massive scale, you needed deep domain authority moats, complex backlink profiles, and years, literally years of compounding content. It was a structurally winner-take-all system. You essentially had to outspend and outlast smaller brands just to get a seat at the table.
The crucial point to understand here is this number, 66%. In the old world, the top 10 search results captured roughly 2/3 of all clicks. If you weren't in that top 10, you were invisible, meaning if you were a small business, a new startup, or maybe a highly specific niche brand, the honest advice was usually just, don't even bother trying to rank organically. You basically had to buy ads to be seen at all.
And this comparison brilliantly illustrates the shift we're living through right now. We are moving away from a web that rewarded years of accumulated expensive authority. Instead, we're entering this new AI ecosystem that rewards something completely different: available, specific, and corroborated signals. Listen, AI doesn't care how old your website is. It only cares if it can construct a credible answer right now from the signals out there.
Which brings us to Section 2, the New World, the AI Threshold.
Let's see how this builds into a totally different landscape for brand visibility. When Evertunes analyzed 200 million AI prompts, they found something amazing. The most cited domain captured less than 5% of citations. That means the massive remaining 95% is scattered across thousands of long-tail domains. This definitively proves that AI search operates on a long-tail distribution. There is no monopoly anymore. No single massive website dominates all the answers. The playing field has been blasted wide open.
Furthermore, Tinuity's Q1 2026 data reveals that a staggering 13% of citations for Google AI overviews are now coming directly from social media, and that number is climbing steadily. Just think about that for a second. AI isn't just looking at encyclopedias or corporate blogs anymore. It's looking at what real people are posting right now. Research from BrightEdge completely backs this up too. They show that AI search engines are routinely citing platforms like Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Reddit as first-class source material. These platforms are sitting right alongside traditional, heavily funded websites in the AI's mind. They're being treated as equally valid evidence.
So why does this matter to you? Well, because this asymmetry is absolute rocket fuel for strategic brands. It means the timeline to establish your digital presence has completely collapsed. You don't need a 5-year SEO strategy anymore. As Ross and Pernilla showed us with their wedding, you can go from completely unknown to the definitive authoritative answer on Google in a matter of weeks.
Section 3. Let's look at the rules of discovery, the playbook.
So how do you actually adapt to all of this? Let's break down the new playbook. There are 4 vital strategic takeaways you need to implement right now to thrive under this new AI discoverability threshold. Let's walk through these steps together so you can start putting them into action immediately.
First up, the winnable long tail.
Right now, nobody owns your niche long-tail questions in AI. If someone asks an AI for, say, the best specific tool for a highly specific situation, a highly specific answer is going to consistently beat an established but vague incumbent. The AI wants precision, not just a big brand name. You have to be the specific answer to the specific question.
Second, you must build a vital social layer. Remember, social platforms act as citable evidence now. A genuine, active presence on just 2 or 3 social platforms, maybe YouTube and LinkedIn or Instagram and TikTok, can completely constitute the evidence base an AI draws upon to define your brand. You don't need to be everywhere. You just need to be clear and credible where you actually are.
Third, and honestly this one is huge, leverage third-party voices. Think back to our wedding story for a second. The AI overview wasn't built from the bride and groom's own posts. Actually, it was built entirely from their guests. This proves that what others say about you, customer posts, community mentions, reviews, guest commentary, it's more structurally discoverable now than ever before. You absolutely need to encourage your community to talk about you because the AI is definitely listening to them.
Finally, number 4, speed matters more than old domain authority. AI systems synthesize fresh signals incredibly quickly. Look, no massive, old corporate website is protected if a nimble competitor simply generates better, fresher source material faster than they do. Being quick to answer the market's new questions is your ultimate advantage in this new landscape.
I'll leave you with this final powerful thought to wrap up this explainer. The old question used to be, how do we rank? But the new question is this: when an AI assembles the answer about our category, what evidence exists for it to find? And who created it? I mean, if 2 wedding guests with iPhones can command Google's AI without even trying, just imagine what a deliberate, focused strategy could do for your brand's future. The threshold has been entirely reset, so what evidence are you going to leave for the AI to find?